Hello everyone. Last month's emergency prep video was on what and where to buy long-term food for storage. One big challenge with long-term storage is logistics, the how to store your food so it doesn't spoil. One way is to buy pre-packaged food. It can be dehydrated food, not everybody's cup of tea. Here we have pre-made meals, fruits and vegetables, potato flakes, non-dehydrated foods like rice and wheat. You'll see those a lot of times in number 10 cans. And whatever you do, you don't want to open these products until you're going to use them or you'll lose the industrial seal. The least expensive way to buy the staple foods like flour, wheat, and rice is to buy them in bulk in this type of paper packaging. However, this packaging is not designed for long-term storage. It won't last. It's not truly airtight, not light tight. Sometimes the food can come with pests such as weevil larvae, which grow over time, causing an infestation. Other foods like powdered milk simply become hard over time. Don't ask me how I know. We have to go from this original packaging to this, Mylar Bags with oxygen concentrators. In the past, people would can foods. Now it's much easier to get some simple equipment and use Mylar Bags. Plus, Mylar Bags are reusable and cans are not. Let me say something about wheat versus flour. Traditionally, people have only stored wheat for its long-term shelf life of 25 years or more. But what if you believe the time you will need your storage is coming sooner? You may want to store flour, even though it only has a shelf life of 3 to 4 years. Industrial produced flour will be much better to cook with than having to grind wheat. You're just not going to get that super long shelf life of wheat. Just a thought. So why Mylar Bags? Mylar Bags are heat resistant and light reflective material. They provide airtight seals, protection from moisture, oxygen, and light. We add oxygen concentrators to suck out the oxygen, which helps preserve the food and starve any larvae, protecting against infestation. There are links in the email for all the products needed. If you use plain Mylar Bags, you'll need a heat sealer like this. And there are much smaller countertop ones as well. And there are also vacuum sealer models. You can get Ziploc Mylar Bags, so you can avoid using a sealer, but you have to be more careful not to break the seal later down the road. Both bag types are reusable. However, the plain bags get much smaller with each reuse. Also, you would need marker pens and labels if you don't want to mark right on the packaging. So let's show you how to do it. We'll open up our product bag, and we have a number of small boxes here that keep the Mylar Bags from tipping over and making a mess. Then we're going to take and fill all, there'll be about 7 or 8 of them. We'll fill all of them with about 3/4 full of product, whatever you happen to be using. Get about 3/4 full. Then this is when and we do all the bags at the same time. I'm only going to do one for demonstration purposes. Then you take your oxygen concentrator in and you put them all in at the same time so you don't forget. Bring it over to the sealer. Now at the sealer, we want to get as much air out of it as possible. And I often will do a double seal and hit the corners just to be thorough. Okay, and it's nice and sealed. Next, we'll take a marker and label what it is and the date, and you use stickers if you want. And you're going to get a bag like this. There's a lot of air still in it. Over time, like by the next morning, a lot of that air will be gone, and slowly over time it'll almost all be gone. So in the next morning, you can tell if you have one bag that didn't suck down, you didn't put your oxygen concentrator in it. You'd have to redo that bag. So our next step is we're going to take a larger container and put all 7 or 8 bags in that container. And you can cut away the label and tape the label to the bucket. So like the rest of food storage, it's preferred to store Mylar bags in a cool, dry, and dark environment. So that's our presentation on how to fill your Mylar bags.